Tonight, we're going to talk about what's going on in the Middle East. We're going to talk about what's going on in the United States. We're going to talk about what's going on in D.C. We're going to talk about what's happening in Arkansas. There's a monumental case that unfolded here in Arkansas that is going to warm your heart. It is going to comfort your soul. And we'll get to that. It's huge, monumental lawfare that has been decided. I'll just leave it at that until we get there. Okay. I got a poll going on right now in the chat. Do you think Iran is trying to wait Trump out? I've said this from the very beginning, that was the entire plan by Iran, by Ukraine, by China, by the Democrat Party. It's been the plan all along. And it's worked. It has worked a lot. There are a lot of people that are suddenly frustrated that the president of the United States will not just rush into things and deploy boots on the ground, troops, drop the big warheads on the foreheads. And there was a comment in the chat. I was, getting things ready here. And somebody was just like, I wish they would just hurry up. What are we waiting on? The uranium is so important. Every day that goes by. Did you think about that during the Biden administration? Did you think about that during the Obama administration? Or the Bush administration? Or the Clinton administration? Or the Bush administration? Or the Reagan administration? You probably didn't. You probably didn't. And it's okay. For 47 years, you've ignored the inevitable. And now you're frustrated. I get it. I understand. But, and I want to give a shout out to someone named 99 Fat Boy in the chat. Tell that to the Gold Star family that's lost loved ones at the hands of that regime. Now, I think he was talking a little bit about the rush to deploy boots on the ground. I think he was talking a little bit about the rush to deploy military. Fat Boy, good comment. I think when you look at his comment and you're one of the people that is like, we got to deploy the troops now. Do it. You should probably think about that. But here's what's going on. We're at mission critical. Things are happening. Things are happening fast. The lame Republicans, I think there were 6 of them, sided with the Democrats to do a war powers resolution. It's as effective as pissing in the wind. Nothing's going to come of that. The president can veto it. It can go to the Senate. They could pass it, or they could get a majority vote. Then it goes back to the president, and he can veto it again. And then it has to go back to Congress for a 2/3 majority vote. This is all pomp and circumstance. You're starting to recognize this stuff. Pomp and circumstance is effective because it frustrates people. And when you get frustrated by pomp and circumstance, you're basically, you're basically this guy, right? We were all frustrated when he was in office. Would you take this guy back? Anybody? Looks like Doc from, what's the name of that movie? Back to the Future? Kind of looks like Doc. Thanks for everybody tuning in. We're streaming on X, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. Hell, we're probably on some baby monitors somewhere. I don't know. But anytime you're frustrated, just remember this guy. In case you're still wondering how this brain-dead imbecile got 81 million votes in 2020, check out what's happening in California. My personal opinion, no Republican governor for California, probably no Republican mayor for Los Angeles. Dumb people continue to elect dumb people. And basically, California has a majority of dumb people. Are they all dumb there? No. But never underestimate a large group of morons. Okay? That's my take on California. And I'm not a big fan of having a foreign a dual citizen guy. I'm not a big fan about that. Okay? It's not my take. It's not my... For Steve Hilton to be the best candidate in California, I'll just be blunt. That means there's no other American-born citizen in California that is as good as he is. And I find that very hard to believe. You take it for what you will. That's just my thought. That is just my thought. I bought a new lawnmower today, American made. A bad boy mower made right here in Arkansas. And now I get to ride a bad boy. I'm sure Kamala Harris has ridden a few bad boys. So we've got that in common. Maybe that's the only thing I have in common with Candace Owens. Or, sorry, Kamala Harris. I'm just thinking of dumb black women. Sorry. Those two just come to mind very quickly. But if you want to wonder why some of the negativity is occurring, it's because it's planned. 100% negative coverage from so-called mainstream press in the first 100 days. Look at that. 100% negative press. RFK Jr., Elon Musk, Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth, 100% negative. 96% negative for Elon. Because for some reason, the news tried to spin that the world's richest man is trying to steal your money. He could probably buy the frickin' United States. That is the way the news media works. You know what I mean? That's just the way it works. But we've got stuff coming out tonight. Apparently, the president is seeking some changes to the ceasefire agreement. I think that's good. I think anything that we can do to get this to happen is great. I don't want to rush anything. I am glad that we have a president that is hesitant about deploying troops. If you were a member of the military and you were deployed in the Middle East, would you want some crazed lunatic just saying, deploy the troops, release the hounds? You wouldn't. If you had a family member there, would you want a commander-in-chief that was a little hesitant before he sent your daughter into combat? Before he sent your son into combat? Would you want that? I think I would. I think I would really want that. We were in some situations when I was in the Navy that I'm glad that we had a commanding officer that was a little, I wouldn't say hesitant, I would say wanted to make sure you make the right decision. Any carpenters, measure twice, cut once, right? That's what I think. But you're going to see this stuff gaining traction. This, the House GOP leadership is losing the fight to block the War Powers Resolution. Ignore it. It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. Nada. But there is an end game. Iran, there is an end game. There's a lot of people that are going to get frustrated along the way. And you know, that's okay. You're allowed to get frustrated. You're allowed to get upset. You're allowed to be inundated with news, right? And if you fall into the trap of getting frustrated by the news, they have accomplished exactly what they want. But folks, I think Iran's real strategy from the very beginning was to delay. That's what I really thought. I think their strategy has never been to defeat America militarily. They can't do it. Iran can't beat the United States Navy in a straight fight. They can't beat the Air Force in a clean fight. They can't go toe-to-toe with the American military. You think an Iranian IRGC guy would stand a chance against one of our devil dogs, against one of our 82nd Airborne, against one of our PJs, one of our Navy SEALs, one of our Delta Force, one of our Green Berets? Do you think so? If you think that, I would love to see that in the chat. And if you're a veteran in the chat, do you think you're going to lose to a member of the Iranian regime? Our military is one of the greatest militaries in the world. It is again now. I think MAGA could have been the military is great again, or something along those lines. Make the military great again, something along those lines. For a long time, we weren't. We had a lot of DEI. We had a lot of people not promoted because of their ability, because of their merit. They were promoted by exactly what Martin Luther King Jr. didn't want people to be judged by. Martin Luther King Jr. Like him, love him, whatever you want to say about the guy. Was he perfect? No. There's only been one perfect guy. You know who that is. But he had a great point whenever he gave his I Have a Dream speech. He wanted his kids to be judged not by the color of their skin, but by their merit, by the content of their character. And that is exactly what the United States military has gotten back to. That's why our military can't be defeated in a fair fight. Now, war's not fair. I can agree with all that. But Tehran's not trying to win this like a normal war. That's not what they want. They're trying to survive. They're trying to outlast Washington politically. And there are some operatives within our government, within our news media, elected officials, that are carrying water, to use that term, carrying water for the Iranians. They're carrying water for the Russians. They're in Russia doing photo ops. They're getting paid by the Russians. That's the real danger. That's what I think is the real danger. And it's interesting to see some of these prominent conservatives. Matt Walsh. If you want the history of Matt Walsh, I could give it to you. Okay, I can give you where he came from, how he became who he is, and what he is now. But what he is now, it seems like a simp or a cuck. Maybe, I don't know. You pick. Now, is he funny? Yeah, he's funny. He did the, What is a Woman movie. But here's Matt. I'll try to do the best voice. Pretty much all of the prominent voices who support the Iran war assured us it would be over by now. Who? Who told us that? None of them will admit they were wrong. Even less will they admit that their initial assurances are based on nothing but their own wish casting. That's a word. That's a trending topic. That you're going to hear that word a lot. It says the whole shit show has been an enormous waste of time and resources, and our country's not benefited from it all. Matt Walsh lives in probably a $25 million mansion in Tennessee. Its advocates have moved the goalpost repeatedly and have even to this day refused to clearly articulate what constitutes a victory. I think a victory, I don't know what your version of a victory is for this. My version is no nuclear weapons for my grandkids to worry about. That's mine. My version is United States ships that go in and out of the Strait of Hormuz, their lives are not at threat or at risk. That's my version of a victory. I don't know. Another version of a victory would be maybe the 70,000 people that Iran killed, their own citizens. Maybe they get a little peace. Maybe those families get some peace. Maybe a friend of mine that lives here in Arkansas that fled Iran in 1978 can go back and see some of his family. Big shout out to Hoosh. Okay? That's just my version. Now, when a prominent conservative like this comes out and posts a criticism of the president, all the usual trolls chime in. And looky who showed up. Thomas Massey. I hope you get to keep your job after this post. Because Matt Walsh works for the Daily Wire. Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's Jewish. Thomas Massey hates Jewish people. Little hats, bad people. That's what Thomas Massey has resorted to. And just on cue, another one. Ian Carroll. You still work for the Israeli Wire, Matt. So you're starting to see the trolls come out. You know what I mean? Now here's a good one. You're one of my favorites. 2 questions, though. Have you seen the video footage from October 7th, 2023? You know who did that? Do you want a dead set on an Islamic global caliphate possessing nukes? Could you imagine what would have happened October the 7th, 2023, if Iran would have had a nuclear missile? One. What do you think? But I think it's amazing that the first person to chime in is Thomas Massey. And his campaign was funded. $32 million of his campaign money was by a Jewish billionaire. How many of those dollars did Thomas Massey turn back? I don't think any. None at all. Let's see what replies Thomas has. More and more Americans support your daily. Is there anybody in the chat that supports Thomas Massey? If you support Thomas Massey, put a 1 in the chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Thomas Massey speaks from experience. Yeah, he's never passed any actual legislation. Speaking of keeping one's job, how did you do in your re-election bid? Lots of smiles. Thomas. Did you see what Thomas Massey said he was going to do? Just in a couple of days, did you see what he said he was going to do? For all of you massholes, is what I call people that support Thomas Massey. What do you think? Now, Thomas Massey just did something amazing tonight. Now, I have to give credit where credit is due. I voted against the Ukraine Support Act tonight. It sends over $9 billion of your dollars overseas, including $250 million for Radio Free Europe. 18 Republicans voted to send that money to Ukraine. 194 Republicans voted no. This passes Congress, 226 to 195. Still has to get signed by the president. I don't want any of my money going to, I almost said Democrats, but Ukraine is basically a Democrat stronghold. I'm sure that the Democrats probably want to give Ukraine some electoral college votes. That's my thought. What are your thoughts? But think about the 207 Democrats that voted yes to send your tax dollars to Ukraine. 1 voted no. I'm going to go out on a wire and say Fetterman probably voted no. That's my guess. That's just my guess. Right? That's me. But good old Masshole. Masshole says, let's see, where did I see that? He's going to get, here we go. Thomas Massey. On June the 8th, I'll speak on the floor of the House to honor and memorialize the brave crew of the USS Liberty who died and were wounded in an unprovoked attack by Israel on June 8th, 1967. Thomas Massey has never once in his life posted about the USS Liberty prior to this. Now, I'll just say this about the USS Liberty. I would do a little research for yourselves and don't follow these clowns. What happened is horrible. The sailors, fellow sailors, lost their lives. Do you know who was in control of the ship, the USS Liberty, that put it in the location where it was at, knowing that it was going to be looked at as an intelligence gathering ship? I will tell you, it's a 3-letter organization. Charlie India Alpha, the CIA. Nobody wants to talk about the CIA being responsible for that. I'm not defending the attack on the ship, but I am telling you that's exactly what happened. Who said Tom Cotton's a disappointment? Tommy, you're dumb. Tom Cotton is not a disappointment. Great senator right here in the state of Arkansas. I like Tom a lot. Actually, you're not dumb. Maybe you're just uninformed. But please feel free to tell me why you think he's dumb. George, CIA, you're absolutely right. That's who's responsible for the death of those sailors on the USS Liberty. You say what you want, but that's what I believe. That's my opinion. And I'm entitled to my opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, Tommy. So you're not dumb. It's your version of the truth. And that's okay. You know what I mean? We're allowed to have differing opinions here. I'm not here to preach to you. I am not here to chastise you. I am not here to change your opinion. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to talk about how you should vote. But I want you to see something here. This is from the Wall Street Journal. And this is a very important image. And the headline is not that important on this. Trump talks, Iran escalates. Okay, I got you. That's very important. But the most important part of this entire screen right now are the numbers in red. The Nikkei index is down in red. The Hang Seng down. Shanghai down. So what's happening in Iran is affecting the Chinese. That's what's happening. Look at all these foreign markets that are down. It's tomorrow over there. So indirectly, we're winning on multiple fronts. My opinion, once again. You don't have to agree with me. I don't mind if you agree with me. Silver Moon Rainbow just yelled at me. Thank you. You got my attention. I appreciate that. I don't know why you're yelling at me, but some ting wong. You're absolutely. I think you probably ate a little bit of the poo-poo platter. And if you're like Graham Plattner, talk about a Democrat candidate. That is amazing, right? Let's go to Arkansas. I got my Razorback hat on today, right? Got my Razorback hat on. I don't know where I got this, but it's a Carhartt Razorback hat. And I'm very proud of this. But I want you to check out this little story coming out of Arkansas and tell me that this is not one of the most amazing stories that you've heard, because I think it is. And if you're from Arkansas, go ahead and actually post your state where you're living at in the chat. I'd like to know, because we've got a great governor here. We have what I would say a good attorney general. I think we've got a good lieutenant governor. Arkansas's got its problems, just like every other state, but we're not California. That's what I think. So make sure you post your city and state, maybe the gas prices where you live. I'd love to know where everybody's at. But look at this. Let's go right.
We begin with breaking news, an update in the murder case that drew national attention involving the Republican nominee for Lonoke County Sheriff. This afternoon, a judge dismissed the case against Aaron Spencer. Thank you for joining us tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm Caroline Derby.
Well, good evening. I'm Bob Clausen. This case has people divided since the beginning. One side saying Spencer was only trying to protect his daughter from her alleged abuser, Michael Fossler. The other calling it murder.
Our Catherine Thornberry joins us in studio to break down what we know now. Catherine, what else can you tell us?
Aaron Spencer ran for sheriff. He tracked down someone that did something heinous to his daughter. Tracked him down and got rid of the guy. Saved the taxpayers some money for court costs. We'll just leave it at that.
Tell us about today's decision.
Well, Bob, Caroline, Judge Ralph Wilson Jr. cited the mishandling of evidence as one of the reasons for dismissal. I attended Spencer's pretrial on April 30th under Judge Wilson. Rulings that were made by previous Judge Barbara Elmore were discussed. Spencer's attorneys explaining that an SD card from a dash cam in Foster's pickup truck was mishandled by Lonoke County Sheriff officials who say they've lost the SD card. Now Judge Wilson is citing losing the card and handling the dash cam and card inconsistently with other evidence from the shooting
I think it's justice that this guy's running for sheriff.
Scene is in violation of the sheriff's office policy. The dismissal order stating, quote, this establishes a pattern of policy and procedure violations and gives the appearance of a cover-up, end quote. Wilson's
The sheriff's department was doing a cover-up? Good grief.
order concludes by acknowledging the rare, but in this case necessary, dismissal. There's a lot to this ruling, and we're continuing to update the information as we read through those documents. So we're keeping.
I am going to give Aaron Spencer a
amen,
boom shakalaka.
hallelujah, and a boom shakalaka.
Because I'm going to say right now, I lived on a submarine for a long time. Somebody does something to my daughter, prison probably won't be that bad. You know, I'll probably get to read books a lot. Probably get, probably have a good time. I would smile every day knowing that the person that did that never took another breath. That's what I would be happy about. Glad it got dismissed. I am too. I'm very glad that this got dismissed. And I would love to know why none of these prominent Epstein people haven't come out and said that's real justice. I'll tell you why. Because most of the people pushing this or pushing the Epstein stuff were Democrats. And Jeffrey was a Democrat and basically funded the Democrat Party. That's where I'm at on that situation. Remember how I told you that there's certain people that you can't trust, and they always kind of, I hate to say expose themselves after talking about that, but they do. Go Aaron. Absolutely. Absolutely. Go Aaron. 3 meals in a cot. Yeah, you get to read a lot, probably have a lot of sex. It might not be with the type of people you want to have sex with, but prison. You probably get to work out a lot. 3 hots in a cot. Read a lot of books. Right? Let's talk about this guy here. This is another traitor that kind of showed his true colors. Guy by the name of Joe Kent. Anybody remember that guy? Joe Kent is now a commissioned paid writer for a magazine, The Quincy Institute. The Quincy Institute is co-funded by everyone's favorite, George Soros, and the Koch brothers. There's only one Koch brother left. It's, I think it's Charles. Yeah, Charles is left. David died. But this is an institute. This is a magazine that focuses on responsible statecraft. The word, it says Quincy is also funded by Iranian lobbyists. So Joe Kent's working for an organization owned by the Koch brothers, Koch brother, George Soros, and an Iranian lobbyist. So one must wonder if Joe Kent is more than just a freelance writer paid by none other than George Soros. Look at this. Responsible statecraft. You want to see this? Look at that little smile. That's a very nice smile, isn't it? Responsible statecraft. Let's see old responsible statecraft here real quick. I want to see what they, let's go. Responsible. Sounds like something Nikki Haley would be a part of. It just comes to mind there. Responsible Statecraft, an online magazine of the Quincy Institute promoting diplomacy and military restraint. And here's their latest article. If you're not reading RS, what are you waiting for? And they've got a picture of a small child, almost naked, which is a little creepy. But George Soros probably did that. Here's another little post. A new book falls into the trap in which avoiding war with Taiwan becomes a recipe. Oh, like, here we go. Because of Oman's openness to Iran and refusal to host U.S. bases, it experienced lower volume of attacks than its neighbors. Wasn't that nice? So that's who Joe Kent's working for. An Iranian George Soros funded news site. I don't even want to call it news. I would not call it news, is my thoughts there. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice claims a war with Iran is fundamentally reshaping the Middle East. I agree with that. I think she's right about that. I don't have to agree with her on other things, but I think she's right about that. But a lot of these people are really starting to show their true colors. You know what I mean? They're really starting to show their true colors. How about this one? You know that the State Department won't give out travel visas to Russia? Did you know that? I hope you knew that, because what I'm going to show you is going to make you scratch your head. Russia doesn't do tourist visas for Americans right now. The State Department has a level 4 advisory. Don't travel, you might get droned by Zelensky. So when real Candace Owens shows up in Moscow calling it a family vacation, ask yourself, how does that happen? And for any candidatards in the chat, feel free to clue the rest of us in. Because I don't understand how it happens either. And I'm just asking questions here. We're just asking questions, guys. We're just asking questions. That's it, right? We're just asking questions. We want to know. I want to know how Candace Owens can go to Russia. If anybody has that answer, fill me in. And I've been to Russia. I went pre 9/11. I was in Russia in like 2000 is when I was there. What do you think about that? I think it's an odd dynamic that no one's talking about her meeting with this. I want to say his name is Alexander Dugin, or is that Medvedev? Okay, let's see here. She was invited to speak at Putin's own economic forum. The only way an American walks into Russia in 2026 is if Russia opens the door. Remember that guy Tucker? He did the same thing. So how does that play out? How does the most popular podcaster in the world go to Russia? I don't know how it happens. I really can't figure this out. The math ain't mathin', said Joe. The math ain't mathin', Joe. Now let's talk a little bit about this guy. Plattner.
You mentioned the tattoo, so I want to talk about that because I think this was troubling to a lot of people, and I think, again, your account of it assuaged some of that fear, clearly in Maine voters, as reflected, again, by reporting and polling. She says, same person, that you referred to the tattoo as my Totenkampf, which is the German word for this particular Nazi symbol.
That's enough for the sentence right there. That's all I need to hear. Everything they're accusing you of, they're doing.
There's other reporting in Jewish Insider in October in which an anonymous acquaintance says he used that same phrase. Did you know what this tattoo was about before last October when you said you first became aware of it?
No, I did not.
If he didn't know what a tattoo meant, why do you think he should be a member of Congress or the Senate, elected official?
I also think it's important to note that it's very likely, and I think that she is that same source. She's the person who's been telling people this.
What happened from the Democrat Party? Believe all women. What the hell happened to that? Code Pink is going to be very upset that this guy is not believe all women. What are we doing here, guys? Why are we not believing this woman? What was her name? Blasey Ford? E. Jean Carroll?
The beginning. And so I feel like, we're kind of rehashing the thing we've been through. I had that tattoo for 17 years.
Had a Nazi tattoo for 17 years. Is anybody in that state? Is there anybody in Maine that's voting for this clown?
It's a skull and crossbones. I got it with other Marines who I served with in Iraq, in Croatia. And in the time that I had it, I got a security clearance with the State Department. I re-enlisted in the United States Army, where I was screened for gang and hate tattoos.
Well, they failed.
And I took my shirt off in front of my family, many of whom are Jewish.
Wait, what?
We even released as a campaign a video, which you're putting up on the screen right now, of me dancing at my brother's wedding to his wife, who is Jewish, and her fully extended Jewish family.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anybody in Maine that's voting for that guy? I can't understand it. I can't understand how people are this damn dumb. But once again, it leads me back to my original thought that's why I don't think California will do anything except for elect a Democrat. Steve Hilton's now in second place. How did that happen? Karen Bass, miles ahead. Steve Hilton, Tom Steyer, Chad Bianco. I can't understand how this is working. But whenever I see Graham Plattner being propped up, it leads me to believe that this is just the same old song and dance. That's what I think. I'm not sure what you think, but that's what I think. There is a fundamental problem in the United States. And I think the fundamental problem is low information voters. People that get their news from just a couple of sound bites. They do very little research. I think that's where some of the frustration is coming from. My take on the whole Iran thing, I don't believe Iran is negotiating in good faith. I believe Iran is trying to survive pressure. I think they're trying to divide Washington. They're trying to divide America. They're keeping their proxies alive. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think Iran is strong. I think they've got 90 million people. They've got people that are just being coerced to do whatever they're told. Their families are probably being threatened. Iran is dangerous. Weak regimes can still be dangerous, especially when they believe survival's on the line. Right now, Iran may believe the clock is its best weapon. And the bottom line, Iran might not be trying to beat America on the battlefield. Iran may be trying to beat America on the calendar. Graham Plattner, I don't think he's trying to win a race against Republicans. He's trying to garner votes from low information Democrats. And they use the whole thing. Trump bad, I'm good. Because Plattner's never as bad as Trump. Congress voting for this war powers resolution. It's just another way to stir up dissent. They're watching. They're watching whether America has the stomach to finish the job. They're watching to see if America has the guts to show up to vote. That's what I think. I think Iran is playing for time. And right now, I believe the question is whether America still knows how to play for victory. That's what I think we play too nice. I think the United States plays too nice. I think what are your thoughts on them taking away Trump's war powers? Patriot GG. We already talked about it. They can't. He can veto it. They need 2/3 from the Senate. Don't get caught in that trap. The war powers resolution is not going anywhere. Nowhere. They're going to continue doing exactly what they want. You can look it up and read the actual legislation. You have a lot of left-leaning people play into the IRGC. I agree. I think the United States plays too nice. We should probably get a little medieval on some shit. I mean, literally. If you think we play too nice, type 1 for yes. What is that? 60 days to stop 60 days ago. Who cares? I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how long it takes if the end result is Iran doesn't get a nuke. That's my thoughts. That's what I think. And on my show, I'm prepared to hear what you think. I am that prepared to hear what you think. And not a lot of other shows have the balls to take the calls. I'd love to get 10 new members on the channel, though. Join the channel as a member, get access to a private Discord. You get access to, there's hundreds of people in there chatting all the time. It's 10 cents a day. It's $3 a month. It's the cost of a crappy cup of coffee at wherever you buy coffee at. That's how much it is. But I'd really appreciate it if you join the channel as a member. And I'm happy to take a handful of calls tonight, see what you guys are thinking. If you're a regular on the show, I might skip some of your calls and go to some others. I'm not saying I will. I'm not saying I won't, but I like to give people the opportunity to call in that maybe haven't had the chance before. But feel free, 615-475-7864. You know how it works. Just turn the audio down. I'll take a couple of calls before I get off of here. It's a little after 9, which is typically my bedtime, but I've been busy. And I thought you guys deserved a little bit of an update on what's happening. A concurrent resolution doesn't go to the president to be signed. Why not? I've been here since your first year, Ben. Gary 7, thank you. Ben wears hearing aids. I do. I've got hearing aids. So turn down the audio. It helps me because if not, there's like this weird echoey thing. Right here, kick us off. First call of the night. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hey, Ben. My name is Jason. I'm from Oregon.
Jason from Oregon. What do you got to say, Jason from Oregon?
Well, I really appreciate your show. I like your take on things. And I think there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't have a clue about.
You know what, Jason? I like that you think that because that's exactly what I believe. And under the previous administration and even Trump's first term, there were too many leaks and too many people knew what was going on. Jason, you're a genius. I don't care what any Democrat in Portland says about you.
I don't know anybody in Portland, thank God.
Well, thank you for calling and thank you for kicking us off. I appreciate it, Jason. God bless you. God bless Jason in Oregon. I think Jason's onto something. We don't know everything that's happening. John Baker, thank you so much.
How dare you?
How dare you support the channel for the vets? For those of you that don't know, I use a lot of the money from the super chats and memberships to help a handful. I've got about 11 veterans here in Arkansas right now that have service dogs, and I try to help them. I like that hat, Ben, and I like bacon. This is my favorite hat to wear during Ramadan. This is my Ramadan hat. That's what I'm going to wear this when I go to Mecca. I'm going to wear my Razorback hat. It's actually made by Carhartt. It's a Carhartt hog hat. Let's go right here. Line 2. Where are you calling from and what's your name? Turn that audio down in the background. I would typically hang up on you. Go right ahead.
I am calling from Bristol, Tennessee, Arley Lockwood. Yeah, I've got a question. What do you think about the all these fires and chemical fires that are going on in these houses blowing up? You think that's connecting with Iran?
I'm going to tell you this. I don't believe in coincidences, or it better be really, really easy to figure out it's a coincidence. We have an idea that there are thousands of known terrorists in our country, right? The previous administration allowed people to come into our country that hate us, that want to get rid of you, that don't like your way of life. They don't like you because you're the white devil, right? Or you're the American devil. You might not even be white. But to say or to rule out immediately that it wasn't something nefarious when we're not getting real news, and you and I both know the mainstream news media is not real news. It's not. You and I both know that, right? So I think
yeah, they don't even report stuff that is happening half the time.
Well, I appreciate you calling from Bristol. I've been to Bristol, went to a race there. One of the best races I've ever been to. A friend of mine's a NASCAR driver. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. God bless America and God bless Tennessee. Great call from Bristol, Tennessee. Short track. I want to say it's like a quarter of a mile track. Mark Jameson, $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Vinny Vidi Vici. I don't even know what that means. I think it's Italian. I don't know what that means. I'm a redneck, but I like the sound of it. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go line 4. What do you got? Line 4. Where are you calling from? Go right ahead. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, go right ahead. Where are you calling from?
West Virginia.
West by God, Virginia. What would you like to say tonight?
Well, I just wanted to say that I get kind of aggravated whenever there's any kind of talk about possibly putting boots on the ground in Iran.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not one for putting our troops in harm's way or anything.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, if that's a decision that Trump wants to make, then I'm behind him with it, because the way I'm looking at it, Islamic terrorist regime over there in Iran, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Islamic terrorists are here in America. In my opinion, they already have boots on the ground here.
They are absolutely here. You are 1,000% right.
And every other country around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like to hear people complaining about boots on the ground over there whenever they have them spread out all over the globe.
I agree with you. I agree with you completely. And, you know, there are certain people, I know in the chat everywhere, that will never be happy no matter what the president does. If he cured childhood leukemia, they would be upset. And that's just the way it is. But at the same time, none of the people that are saying finish the job or whatever said a damn word when we had a president that allowed, let's just put on the low end, 50 million illegal criminals into our country. None of them said a damn word. Thank you for calling, brother. Thank you for calling from West Virginia. God bless you. Is West Virginia the volunteers? No, Tennessee is the volunteer state. That was the previous caller. West Virginia is the Mountaineers. That's right, the Mountaineers. God bless you. And y'all got rid of Joe Manchin. Good job. I've been on Joe Manchin's boat. He had a nice boat. Keep bringing the heat, Ben. Mental medalist. Let's go right here. Line 2. What do you got? Oh, 2. There we go. 2. What do you got? Line 2. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Great made it through, Ben. This is George in Stan, California.
John in California.
I just wanted to put this out there that for the last 3 years, this mail-in ballot crap, my daughter's been getting 2 ballots, one in English and one in Spanish, and I can only imagine if just we got 2. I wonder how many other people got 2. It's a shit show. I'm sorry, California is effed up.
That's why I never think that a Republican will get elected in California, because of the way that we'll just call it electioneering works there. I think it's rigged. Right. I think the whole system's rigged there. You know,
I totally agree. I totally agree 100%. And when they come up with the wrong numbers, they'll wait another week and wait till they get the right numbers. They just keep adding ballots.
And I think no matter how good of a Republican candidate they have, it doesn't matter. The powers that be are not going to allow it to happen. The same
we're behind it.
The same people that didn't have a Democratic presidential primary for the last 12 years are not going to allow a Republican to be elected in California. The Democrat Party has not held a Democrat primary for president for 12 years. That's just the way it is. George,
we're in
I appreciate
trouble here
your
in
call.
California. You take care. God bless you.
Take care. Pepper Uranus. California, there's a little phrase we had in the military. It's called bohica. Bend over. Here it comes again. Lines are open. Thank you for the super chat from Mental Medalist Wife. God bless you. Thank you so much. You're the best. I don't care what anybody says about you. Oh, it's Latin for we came, we saw, we conquered. Veni, Verdi, Vici. Okay. I'm learning stuff. Even a dumb redneck can love stuff. Oh, here we go. Colin. How many times has Trump said it was over? 10 times already. We sure are winning. Y'all will believe anything Trump says. Colin, please feel free to call in. I love to talk to people that are dissenting. I like to talk to people that I don't necessarily agree with. And I would love for Colin to tell us how many times that the news media said Joe Biden was competent, was mentally acute. He was acutely aware of his surroundings. Colin, I will put the amount of times Trump has said it was over, and that's a negotiating deal. Read The Art of the Deal. Colin, I want you to tell me how many times the news media told us Joe Biden was at full mental capacity. I don't think you'll try to do that, Colin, but feel free. Because I think you're wrong. And if you know how negotiating works, especially in the Middle East, you would know that. Let's go to Bobby in Tennessee. What do you got, Bobby?
Hey, Ben. Actually, I'm in Virginia this week.
Bobby in Virginia. What do you got?
Yeah, Bobby. Last time I was in Mississippi. This time I'm in Virginia. I got a question for you.
Sure.
All right. The IRGC took power back 47 years ago because we had a Democrat president, Jimmy Carter. Mm-hmm. Through the UK, they allowed that to happen.
Right.
Do you think that if the Democrats do not win the House and or the Senate, that's when the sleeper cells will start coming out in full force? Because right now they're at bay. They come out now, it looks bad on the Democrats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, what would lead us to believe anything but that? Because the Democrat Party right now is made up of criminals. That's who they support. They support martyrs. They martyr murderers. George Floyd.
They martyr their own people.
Look at George Floyd.
Do too.
George Floyd is a hero. This Mangione kid, hero. I'm sure that, the guy that shot Reagan, what was his name? Damn it, I forget his name. Was it? It's not Buckley. whatever.
I can't remember his name, but he's making albums
musician.
and stuff.
He's a
I
musician.
know, and I'm a musician, and I hate that he's in my group.
Y'all are probably best friends, and you're just lying.
We are not. We are not. Don't give me that crap.
Well, Bobby, thank you for calling, brother. I appreciate you.
You're
Take
welcome,
care.
brother. God bless you.
Hey, when y'all
Yeah.
you and your buddy that shot Reagan have a beer, talk about it.
Yeah,
God
right.
bless you. There you go. I can't remember the guy. What was the name of the guy that shot Reagan? Damn it. Hinckley. I was thinking Buckley. It's Hinckley. Yeah, he is a musician in Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. We got a calm, cool, little collected show tonight. Colin, feel free to call in. I'd love to talk to Colin. Colin, Biden was a joke. 3-time Trump voter. Colin, please call in. I don't even know if I want to take this phone call. Bobby or Tommy, I don't even know if I want to talk to you, but you go right ahead. What do you got?
Why not? Hey, the guy took my my answer. We came, we saw, we conquered, but did you know who it was who said it?
I'm going to
Julius
say,
Caesar.
I was going to say Marcus Aurelius.
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, at the river, the Rubicon. We came, we saw, we conquered. And he's also, well, I'll get to that next
Do you
time.
know what
Hey,
the Romans couldn't do?
that?
Defeat the Persians. Do you know what Iran is? Persia.
Yes, Persia.
They couldn't.
I told you, they're termites. They've been digging for thousands of years. They dug that stuff out. I don't know what Trump's doing anymore. I just don't. I don't know.
I'm glad that you don't know.
I just can't understand what he is doing off and on. Yes, no, destroyed.
I
No,
don't
there's a lot of,
think-
they have a lot of shit they can do right now.
I think when the general public doesn't know what the president's doing, that's good. I come from a community called the Submarine community. Silent
but you're
service.
right. Normally we wouldn't know shit. And that's fine
Silent
with me, too.
service, loose lips sink ships. Thank you for
Right,
calling,
and
Tommy.
that's fine with me too.
I
But
agree.
he says one thing and it appears then another thing, and I hate that when he gets like that. I love the guy.
You ever
the best
have you ever
president
played poker? You ever play cards?
Yeah, I guess so. I hope so. I know
Starts
he
with
knows
a
how
B and
dangerous
ends
they
with a
are.
luff.
Does
Bluff.
he know how dangerous they are because of their belief in Allah? Does he know that?
He's
You
the
believe
president
that
of the
he
United
knows that?
States. President of the United States, he's
I
been
hope so.
shot. He's been shot.
Yep. Not everybody knows about Islam. Anyway, I love you, Ben.
I care.
Don't get mad at me. I'm an asshole sometimes, but I love you.
Appreciate you, Tommy. I'm gonna hang up on you real fast. God bless you. There you go. I didn't even let him get a last word in. What do you think about that? Tommy's a good dude. Let's go right here, line 1. What do you got? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
I'm calling from Georgia, buddy.
You sound drunk. I'm not talking to drunks. Maybe you're not drunk. Maybe you just speak slow. But you sounded drunk and there was audio in the background. So there you go. But anyway, lines are open. Shipmate, what you got?
Hey, what's going on, bud? Two quick points, and then I think I got a good question for you.
All right.
The uranium that is hopefully 300 feet below ground. We're not in a rush to go get. It's got a half-life of 4.5 billion years. It's not
Billion?
going anywhere. Billion. 4.5 billion years for a amount of uranium to decay down to something else and reduce itself by 50%. 4.5 billion
Wow.
years. So it ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
But that's my nuke statement for the day.
Damn.
So my question, and to Colin, I'd love to talk to Colin, but long story short, the whole reason Trump keeps saying that the war is over is because he's trying to keep gas prices down. Every time he comes out and says it, it keeps them from peaking up. Now, there's some problems on the backside because whenever the war is over, it's going to take longer for the prices to come back down. But right now, we still haven't seen peaks that we saw during the Ukraine war, where they were blaming it all on Putin. It had nothing to do with oil. But either way, so my question for you.
Hold on.
Then,
before you ask the question, I want you to debunk something. For everyone that is listening to the show, the person on the phone is a nuclear trained Navy veteran, 20 plus years in the Navy, worked in and around nuclear reactors. Whenever he says that there is a half-life of uranium of how many ever billion years, he knows what he's talking about. So Gary says, bull, 500 years. Gary, I'm going to take the nuke that has been trained through the Rickover program of nuclear engineering over Gary 72798. So there you go.
Well,
what you got?
Feel free to, when I get off the phone, feel free to Google it and pull it up. But either way, can you think of any time, to everyone who was saying, I understand we need to take care of the threat in Iran. I get it. I support the president 100%. Here's the problem. Think about world history. When was the last time a country was bombed into an unconditional surrender? I can only think of once, and we had to drop the sun on them.
Japan.
Twice.
Yeah.
So, but other than dropping a nuke, can you think of any other time? Saigon got napalmed. Tokyo got burned to the ground. Dresden got burned to the ground. London got pounded for years. And think about it this way. Do you think New York was willing to surrender after 9/11? No,
Ooh,
they got
good question.
entrenched. They got in resolve. So to everyone saying we need to finish this, an F-15 does not command a street corner. Only boots on the ground does. At the height of GWAT, 250,000 boots, all volunteer force. Vietnam, I'm sure there's a lot of veterans listening. A lot of them were probably drafted. Their peak was 600,000.
That's right.
I would say it takes no less than 1 million. And that's going to be a big draft.
I don't want another memorial that looks like the Vietnam Wall. I don't want another memorial with a bunch of names on it. You know what I mean?
The president's in a really, really tough spot. He's in a really tough spot, and I don't envy him. Not at all.
And the other thing is, when I start thinking the amount of people that died during the GWAT, do you know this thing that jumps out to me is more people have been killed in Chicago in the past 5 years than the global war on terror, but no one will say shit about Chicago. They won't.
Yep.
And everybody's like, finish the job. I want the people complaining about Trump not, or being a little hesitant about deploying boots on the ground to give me a reason why you're not screaming about Chicago, right? That's what I want. And I just,
Chicago's where I was born and raised, and it is a war zone. Chicago has been a war zone for decades.
I was at the Cubs World Series. I've got my ball cap in there that I got. Approximate half-life of uranium-238, 4.47 billion years. There's another one that has a significantly shorter half-life, uranium-235. We know what that's used for. 704 million years.
Yep. It ain't going nowhere.
You and I both know what happens whenever they refuel a submarine and where that goes. And that's just, we can't talk about that here, but you and I both know what's going on.
I'll let some other callers get in here. Good talking to you as always, Ben.
God bless you. I've got the intro set up. Love you. You take care, brother. God bless you.
You too, man.
Bubbleheads forever. He's a submariner or submariner, whatever you want to call it. Lines are open. Dawn in New York, the dork from New York. What do you got? Hello, Dawn. I think Don got disconnected. All right. Sorry about that, Don. I would say Fred is messing with the board, but he's asleep on the couch. We got these big furry blankets on the couch. It's like a bearskin rug, and Fred loves it. Buries his face in it. Let's see here. What have we got? Let's see if we can get that. The dork from New York. What do you got?
Hi, it's Dawn, the dork from New Yorkistan.
New Yorkistan. What you got?
New Yorkistan, the heart of Times Square. To all the doubting Thomases about our dear president.
It's nice.
I'm going to sing a Tammy Wynette song. I'm not going to literally sing, but I'm going to stand by my man.
Oh, yeah. No, was that
Yeah.
Tammy Wynette? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Tammy. Yeah.
I think it was Tammy. I'm going to stand by my man.
Yep, that's right.
Because,
She was married to George.
George, he was great.
Mhm.
But I got to tell you, like 3 times I voted for President Trump. And you know what? There's things I don't know that's going on, and I shouldn't. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to have a lack of trust in the plan that President Trump has. Go back and listen to his inauguration speech in 16 and again in 20. And follow Truth Social. He's laying it all out. Pay attention. Don't be a doubting Thomas, and have faith and stand by your man. That's who we voted for. And Ben, it's been a minute. Thank you so much.
God bless you. You take care.
Thank you, Ben. Bye-bye.
All right. There we got the dork from New York. She's a big Rush Limbaugh supporter. I got my Rush cup out. This is the EIB network cup. I think we need a new network for here. We need to call it like the I don't know. We need a 3-letter thing. We need a 3-letter thing. Let's see what else we got here. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Feel free to give me a call. Let's see here. Oh, what did he just say that? What happened there? Okay. We'll be covering that tomorrow. Xavier Becerra advances in California primary as mail ballots flood in. Steve Hilton. Uh-oh. Steve Hilton. Not a good one. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What is this? Oh, China's got a new submarine for nobody that's not aware. They've got a very, very dangerous new submarine that we're going to talk about probably in a video. It is called what is this one called? And I'll try to pronounce this name correct. It has no sail on it. It's called the Jiangnan, and we will talk about that. Line 2, go right ahead. Nope, you're dumb. You're literally not that smart. We will be talking about this new Chinese submarine that they just came out with. It's the largest Chinese submarine they've got. Very unique feature. There's no sail on it. It almost makes no wake. There's satellite imagery that we have of this thing. It is about 400 feet long. We don't have an estimate on capabilities yet, but you can guarantee you we got somebody that's going to get those. You can guarantee it. Let's try this one more time. Let's see here. Line 1, go. Line 1, go. Line 2, go right ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Ben? It's Jawbone Outdoors from New Brockton, Alabama.
Roll Tide, what you got?
Roll Tide. Hey, your new network, instead of EIB, it could be BUA, B-U-A, Ben for University of Alabama.
Oh, my wife would kill me. But yes, I agree. My wife and daughter are both Razorbacks. But yes, I agree.
Well, everybody's got a cross to bear.
They do. I wear this hat in honor of Ramadan. This is my Islamic Republic.
Yeah.
This is my Islamic regime hat. I'd like to send one to the Ayatollah.
Well, I have an IP out here at Fort Rucker that he has some students from Jordan every once in a while.
Oh yeah, pilot.
And he has a pig, like a squeal pig, like a dog toy, and he keeps it up there on the glare shield. When they do wrong, he picks it up and pops them in the head with it.
I love it.
In their helmet.
Yeah, I grew up just south of there. I know exactly where you're at. I grew up about 40 miles south of Dothan. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know, buddy. That's all I wanted to say.
You take care. The next time I'm headed through there, I'll swing by and I'll meet you at the boll weevil. in Enterprise.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 5 minutes from there.
You take it easy. Stay out of trouble. God bless you. And you know what?
Yeah.
You know what I got a craving for when I talk to anybody from Alabama?
What's that?
Bowl peanuts.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
I can't get bowl peanuts in Arkansas. I can't get them.
Well, you know, when I lived out in Fort Hood and everything, they didn't even know what boiled peanuts was.
They don't. They don't have a clue. They have no
And they
clue.
didn't know about fried cornbread. I had to bring Conecuh sausage and JT Pollard cornmeal from here out there.
I
They
use
ordered it.
Hoovers. My mom sends me Hoovers is what I got.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, buddy, you take care. Stay out of trouble. God bless you. And roll damn tide.
Roll damn tide, brother.
Take care. There we go. You know, I think that was a fantastic phone call. Anytime I could talk to somebody else from Alabama and say, roll tide, bowl peanuts are awesome. Nothing better than true love, homegrown tomatoes, and bowl peanuts. That's what I got.
Chief of the watch on the 1MC, pass the word. Dive, dive, sound 2 blasts of dive alarm, pass the word, dive, dive. Dive, dive. Dive, dive.
Here we go again! Here we go again! Same old song again! Same old song again! Marching down the avenue! Marching down the avenue! We don't know when we'll be through! We don't know when we'll be through! A long, long time ago! Long, long time ago! Heard it on the radio! Heard it on the radio! Sounds so good to me! Sounds so good to me! U.S. Navy submarine! U.S. Navy submarine! Recruiter just inside here! Recruiter just inside here! Turns out I gave them 5 years! Turns out I gave them 5 years! Had to get out of boot camp! Had to get out of boot camp! They won't like the smoking lamp! They won't like the smoking lamp! Now I'm a submariner! Now I'm a submariner! Rolling in the deep, sir! Rolling in the deep, sir! Top secret mission, hush, hush! Secret mission, hush, hush! No one's gonna find us! No one's gonna find us! 6 months below the ocean! 6 months below the ocean! I can't remember the sun! I can't remember the sun! Can't write my wife no letters! Can't write my wife no letters! And Tony's gonna get her! Tony's gonna get her! But I won't trade this life away! I won't trade this life away! Makes it worth the Navy pay! Makes it worth the Navy pay! If I can't be a bobblehead! I can't be a bobblehead! Might as well just be dead! Might as well just be dead! A long, long time ago! Long, long time ago! Heard it on the radio! Heard it on the radio! Sounds so good to me! Sounds so good to me! U.S. Navy submarine! U.S. Navy submarine! Say Riley, 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 Riley! Hey, sailor! Hey, sailor! Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Coral Sea! I've been to Coral Sea! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for freedom! Fighting for freedom! Hey, sailor! Hey, sailor! Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Korea! I've been to Korea! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for freedom! Fighting for freedom! Hey, sailor! Hey, sailor! Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Vietnam! I've been to Vietnam! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for freedom! Fighting for freedom! Hey, sailor! Hey, sailor! Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Desert Storm! I've been to Desert Storm! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for freedom! Fighting for freedom! Hey, sailor! Hey, sailor! Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Afghanistan! I've been to Afghanistan! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for freedom! Fighting for freedom! Hey, sailor! Hey, sailor! Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Iraq and back! I've been to Iraq and back! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for freedom! Fighting for freedom! Hey, sailor! Hey, sailor! Where will you be? Where will you be? I'll be where I have to be! I'll be where I have to be! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for liberty! Fighting for freedom! Fighting for freedom! Live, cry, live, free! Cry, live, free! Live, cry, live, cry, live!
Okay, guys, gals, girls, this is Ben Dykes Show. Smash a like and subscribe on your way out the door. See you in the next one. Ben Dykes Show is out.
We could do boom shakalaka. We love the boom shakalaka. You know, nobody booms and shakalakas as much as I do. I do it better than anybody. I invented it, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realize it.
Rock on, salute, God bless you. Bubbleheads forever.